Hello, I'm Jim Lovette, one of the Elvis generation. Those teenagers and pre-teenagers who lived when Elvis first began his musical career. You can't truly know the impact he had on us and our nation, the USA, unless you lived during those years. When Elvis appeared on the scene, it brought an excitement to our generation that had just begun with a new music called rock and roll. Of course, Elvis came to be known as the king of rock and roll. In those years, although there was some beer or alcohol drinking, there wasn't the illegal drugs among the fans. Our excitement at concerts was from the personal charisma of the performers. Elvis was polite. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Thank you very much was always part of Elvis' conversations. Elvis was polite. We were raised to be polite. Elvis was raised attending church. We were raised attending church. Elvis loved and sang gospel music. We loved and we sang gospel songs. It was the time of the military draft. Elvis was drafted. Many of us were drafted. We were proud when Elvis didn't try to fight it and he went and served. We could relate to Elvis and his music. As he grew older and more mature, so did we. When Elvis got heavier, putting on excessive weight, many of us had also gotten heavier. It didn't matter to us that Elvis had got fluffy. He was still Elvis. We had expected Elvis to be around, still entertaining us in our older sunset years. It was truly a shock for us when he died in his early 40s. On the 30th anniversary of his death, I revised and added to the original song with you, the Elvis generation, in mind. It's somewhat long, but I hope you enjoy it.
I heard on the news as I drove home today, my generation's king of music passed away. I felt sick inside, tears filled my eyes when Elvis died. The whole world cried. "42 years of age, his death shocked the world. So cool, so full of life, just can't believe he's dead. 75 people at Graceland stood all night. By 3 the next day, thousands were in line. He gave us Love Me Tender, Hound Dog, Blue Suede Shoes, Jailhouse Rock, Return to Sender, Don't Be Cruel. One night I got stung too much, such a night. Now he's gone, no new songs since the king has died. From our youth, Elvis was a big part of our lives. We gave him our time and spent our money buying his records and watching his movies. We watched him on TV and read about him in newspapers and magazines. We were happy for him when he was able to buy Graceland. When he was drafted, we were saddened, but proud as he honorably served our country. We shared his pain when his mother Gladys died. We saw him as humble and courteous. No sir, yes ma'am, and thank you very much. When it came to his music, he was unique. The press described it as a combination of white gospel, pop and country mixed with black rhythm and blues and black gospel. To us, it was simply Elvis. He had charisma, that twinkle in his eye, the curled lip, combined with his good looks and charm, made the young girls fantasize and the young men want to be just like him. but never dreamed that the king would fall. We were glad when he was discharged from the army. We watched with excitement his performance on Sinatra's Welcome Home Elvis TV special. Happy for him when he made Priscilla his bride, and later at the birth of his daughter, Lisa Marie. When Beatlemania invaded America in the 60s, though they were good to us Elvis fans, 4 British princes weren't the equal of 1 U.S. king. We were excited to hear he was returning to live concert tours. He broke attendance records in Vegas, did several shows at the Astrodome in Houston, and sold out in Madison Square Garden. Even though he got heavy in his later years, his fans didn't care. To us, he was still Elvis. On that fateful day, August the 16th, 1977, when Elvis truly left the building, a part of us died with him. Love me tender, hound dog blue suede shoes, jailhouse rock, return to cinder, don't be cruel. One night I got stung too much, such a night. Now he's gone, no new songs since the king has died. On the news as I drove home that day, my generation's king of music had passed away. I felt sick inside, tears filled my eyes when Elvis died. The whole world cried. The day the king died, the whole world cried.
There's a revised and final version of the song I wrote. You can hear it on When Elvis Died, number 3. Elvis loved gospel music and he sang it most of his life. It's about a king that died. He died for Elvis, he died for me, and he died for you. I explain about that king on the first video, When Elvis Died, number 1. I encourage you to listen to it if you haven't already. I appreciate it and thank you.